Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Too Much Tech, and today we're going to be doing another durability report, this time on what I think is still, to this day, the best Xbox One Pro controller, which is going to be the Razer Wolverine Tournament Edition. I've had this controller for a little bit less than a year. I bought it in June or July, I believe, of last year. So I just checked my records and I actually bought it on March 27th, 2018. Yeah, it works perfectly fine. More than what I can say for my Scuf. Actually, let me grab it. So right here, this is the Scuf that I bought in late 2016. So let's talk about the Scuf first before I talk about the Wolverine. This way you kind of know where I'm coming from and like what kind of led me to my decision to switch this. I know it's two different consoles, like I get that, but at the time I was playing more of one console than the other, and I have a Cronus Max, so I can use like any controller on any console, with the exception of this one. And this also have my Xbox Scuf as well. But these Scuf sticks are horrible. If you game a lot, these Scuf sticks last maybe like 2 months, maybe 3 months tops, before they start to look like this. Originally on this controller, I had white Scuf sticks. They went in about 2 months. It was a done deal for them. And this is like the fourth set of sticks that I swapped on this controller in about the better part of a year that I was using this controller. I say better part of a year because I don't think this controller lasted an entire year. Bought this controller in November, and it didn't even last me until like the next November, until it got really bad. When I say really bad, I mean like so bad where like the paddles barely work. Like I've had to replace both the paddles because they've broken. And the paddles breaking is not the biggest deal in the world to me. But what is when the actuators stop working. And the actuators are very finicky now, like they barely work. So like I'll have to press it repeatedly and hold it to get it to work, and that's all bad. But other than that, I mean, you know, like you can see like the finish on it is kind of chipping a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I love Scuf's grip, but oh crap, I turned on my PS4. Ugh. Okay. PS4 is off. Anyways, fast forward to what led me to buy this controller. So, I was tired of my PS4 controller, using that with the Cronus Max. By the time this one went out, I started using my Xbox Scuf controller. More or less the same thing happened. So the thumbsticks started going bad, the actuators started going bad. Then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm done with the Scuf controllers because they don't last that long. So that led me to this one. So this one, a little bit less than a year later, is still chugging just like it was when it was brand new. One, I love the buttons right here. I use these a lot. I have these mapped to X and Y. So, you know, you got your triggers and your bumpers and stuff right here. Very easy to hit these and, you know, call it a day and reload or swap weapons or whatever. And then these paddles back here, a little bit less than a year later, like I said, still work perfectly fine. These aren't really like real paddles, these are like buttons. And I ended up purchasing this one over the Ultimate Edition because I was really hoping that these buttons would last me a lot longer than the paddles would on the Ultimate Edition. And so far, you know, they still work pretty fine. Very responsive. They don't function really weird at all. Like they just work like normal buttons. As far as the control freaks go, I mean, you know, like I got like little indentations on the thumbsticks where the control freaks go, and like that doesn't bother me because the default thumbsticks are way too short for me to use, and they're not very grippy either. So, you know, I didn't really see that as much of a problem, like, you know, scuffing up this a little bit along the rim. You know, if you do like the default thumbsticks, you know, more power to you, but I need to use control freaks because they are way too slippery for me. To anyone wondering how I get the control freaks on there, I just apply a little bit of force, press a couple times. All right, we're good. So, yep, it's still super duper comfortable. It works really well. The trigger stops do work well. One thing I will say too, like when I do have the trigger stops engaged, if I like press it really, really hard, like unnecessarily hard, it will kind of like go through the trigger stop sometimes. Like, but I have to be like in the middle of a game, like mid-fight, and I just smash the trigger, which, you know, like once you get used to it and you kind of stop doing it, it's not really an issue. So that's kind of a little bit of a learning curve that I had to have. You know, I don't really need to smash this RT and LT as hard as I used to. Well, this controller specifically still does work perfectly a little bit less than a year later. Whereas this one, I had gone through, once again, a bunch of different sets of thumbsticks, and that was just really annoying because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like a set of like 3 thumbsticks from Scuf is like 15 bucks. So I had to buy like, I think 3 different refill sets for the PS4 Scuf alone. Not to mention, I had to buy like 2 of them for my Xbox Scuf as well. So that's like 80 or 100 bucks in just thumbstick replacements. Like, I kid you not, don't get me wrong, I love Scuf controllers. They're super duper comfortable, super customizable, and they look freaking dope. Like, and they are dope. They feel good, perform well, look well, all that stuff. But they are so expensive to maintain. And that's what it just got me worried. Because these Pro controllers cost a lot. Like, this one was like 250 bucks after I spec'd it out and got, you know, all that stuff and paid for shipping too. For this, dude, I got this junk off Amazon Prime. It was $119. And this sucker's still going. And I don't see any reason why it would not, you know, continue to chug along like it's been. For half the price, it doesn't look nearly as good as the Scuf does, but as a whole, the controller, it just feels like it's gonna last a little bit longer, a lot longer really. I think Xbox Scuf is not, you know, in here too because I threw it away because it was busted. So, but if you need visual evidence, it's like, got a little Instagram picture right there for you to take a look at, but there you go. Kind of felt like I was going on a rant there, but because I was. Bro, I kid you not, man. Like, you buy your first Scuf and you won't want to buy another one, man. Like, they're so pricey. Like, I've spent like 2 Xbox Ones and Pro controllers. Like, this was my 3rd PS4 Scuf. And then I bought 2 Xbox One Scufs. Yeah, these Pro controllers cost a lot. And I kid you not, like, I know Razer makes PC peripherals. They did a really freaking good job on this Xbox One. Now, the controller that I am interested to try is that new Astro PS4 controller. Now, I do have a video for you guys coming up pretty soon if you're interested in looking at how to make your own Scuf controller from a regular PS4 controller, but for not a lot of money, for like maybe like 50 bucks. So I think that's gonna be a pretty nice video and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But other than that, thank you guys so much for coming through to the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant that I had about these Pro console controllers or modded console controllers, or, you know, whatever you want to call them, enhanced console controllers. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Be sure to follow me on my social medias, my Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that. Like, it should be all over the screen by now. You should be able to you know, see some example pics, and hit that follow button, fam. Hit that follow button. Oh, and at the end of the video, that little circle with my logo in it, tap that for me and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.